Valentine's Day, everybody! Or should I say, Happy Valentine's Day, everybody! Valentine's Day, unless of course you're watching this after the day that this video came out, in which case, honestly, that's more your problem than mine. Sean Patrick Ward tweeted me today's highly relevant Ask Kristen question: are we only allowed to hate V-Day now? Seems like that's the only acceptable stance online. Even though I couldn't find any studies explicitly exploring our modern day hatred of Valentine's Day, I do think that there are three major things at work in terms of this question of, do we have to hate this now? First of all, the most common thing you hear about people who are and aren't in relationships about hating Valentine's Day is this need to explicitly make clear to the rest of the world that, hey, you get it when it comes to Valentine's Day. You know what's really going on. You know that it's all this made up holiday to celebrate love through consumer behavior to the tune of up to $17 billion spent on February 14th, 2014, which did average out to around $134 per person spent on Valentine's Day. And that, in fact, is bananas. I also think in terms of the consumer stuff that we are already just weary of consumer-driven holidays because it comes up so closely on the heels of the Christmas season and having to buy all the things for that. The second primary reason for Valentine's hate is also that it celebrates a culture of you're nobody unless you're somebody's, which if you aren't in a relationship, and even if you are, that can be incredibly frustrating and feel incredibly isolating. It's the reason why the holidays in general can be a trying time for people who are single. There is a lot of single stigma that definitely exists in our culture. Yes, Valentine's Day can be used to celebrate friendships as well, and it can be a nice opportunity to tell the platonic people in your life how much you love them and how much they mean to you, but yet again, person in corner A is gonna say, listen, why do we need one day? I remember when I was in high school, Valentine's Day was dreaded for me because it was also a sort of a popularity contest. We would do the thing at my school where you could buy a carnation, either white for friendship, pink for love, or red for passion. Of course, all of the popular kids had these massive bouquets at the end of the day, and if you were someone not so popular, you would have like 2 white carnations from your similarly nerdy friends, and while that was really nice, it also kind of quantified the level of your loserishness. I would just, though, like to offer reason number 3 to hate on Valentine's Day, which is just the disparity in candy quality between Valentine's Day and Halloween. A lot of times, those boxes of chocolates are not so good. And don't even get me started on those chalky heart things with those funny little messages on them like, text me. But going back to that observation that Sean Patrick Ward made in terms of dislike for Valentine's Day being the only acceptable approach to Valentine's Day, I do think that that's completely unnecessary. What if, say, it is Valentine's Day and you're like, maybe this is a nice opportunity to make an announcement or something regarding your romantic life. Maybe you feel like this is the appropriate day, for instance, to tell the internet, hey, I'm getting married. What? Oh my God, someone asked me to marry him, and it's Professor Boyfriend, and he did it on the Great Wall of China, and you said yes. Valentine's Day rolled around, you had a video coming out, and you were like, well, maybe I'll just talk about this. Oh, but people hate Valentine's Day, so I probably shouldn't talk about it, but you do it anyway because you're like, you know what? It's okay to talk about love on Valentine's Day. None of the content of this video is academic, and I really hope that doesn't further ruin people's Valentine's Days. I want to know from you, Valentine's Day, thumbs up, thumbs down, and if you hate Valentine's Day, why is it? And if you love Valentine's Day, tell me how you celebrate it in the comments below, and be sure to ask me your questions so I can give you some answers. Thanks to everybody who watched and commented on last week's Ask Kristen video, Shy versus Social Anxiety. There were so many fantastic suggestions and experiences being shared in the comments, so I really appreciated that. You guys are awesome as usual. Isabel had this to say: My advice for dealing with social anxiety is what has had a huge impact on my life, a combination of medication and therapy. I was really afraid to go on medication for years, worried that it would change my personality, make me less achieving, etc., but it has made everything so much better. If you are having problems, see a medical professional. They can help you. I have a really good feeling, based on the comments in that video, that there were a lot of people who were helping each other out, trading tips about shyness and social anxiety, and that's awesome. Keep building that community, and I'll see you all next week. Happy Valentine's Day, whether you like it or not.